amina baba yetu yetu liye kunjina lako elitukuzwe. Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni yetu yetu amina baba yetu yetu liye kunjina lako elitukuzwe. Utupe leo chakula chetu tunachohitaji, utusamehe makosa yetu, hey! Kama nasi tunavyowasamehe wale utukosea, usitutie katika majaribu, lakini utuokoe na yule milele na milele. Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni yetu yetu amina baba yetu yetu liye kunjina lako elitukuzwe. Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni yetu yetu amina baba yetu yetu liye kunjina lako elitukuzwe. Tunachohitaji utusamehe makosa yetu, hey! Kama nasi tunavyowasamehe waliokutukosea, usitutie katika majaribu, lakini utuokoe na yule simulele.
Yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Scarfy.
I'm Naka.
And I'm Krüz.
And welcome to the Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse, a determinedly drunk, geeky, and cheerful podcast where wolves, we house in a tree and we entertain, bringing you all the latest entertainment news. So it's like a music appreciation class. We talk about certain things and see how they react to them in a different way. That song that you were listening to was Civilization 4's Baba Yetu, the most prosteered music selection. It's the first song ever to won a Grammy Award from a video game. And as you can see, I'm pretty sure people like it. What do you mean, oops?
I just say that as like, wow.
You didn't know that? Like,
no.
I didn't know
I
that.
just got Civ 4 yesterday, okay? In
so,
fact, I
so
bought
what
it
did you
for
guys,
$4.
So what did you guys think of the song?
Jesus Christ, Dad.
That's what I thought.
Well, let's get.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well.
I apologize for my dad right now. The Sea Chickens game is still on. Hopefully it's over soon.
Yes, hopefully soon. Let's continue. Anyway, guys, this is a very interesting episode because it's a full moon tonight.
Oh.
Oh.
No. Yeah. Okay. To be honest, guys, this is a very, very interesting setup because I am currently at my grandmother's house, continually doing the podcast here when I'm usually at my house doing it over there. But considering the fact that I can still use my beautiful microphone in a quiet house, the sky's the limit. Anyway, guys, how are you guys doing tonight?
Well, I just came off of weekend home alone. I did a lot of stuff. I actually got this place pretty cleaned up. So, I'm doing good.
Walter, nice to see you, man. It's been a long time since I've seen you. What do you got? How about you, Krüz?
Pretty good. An aneurysm-inducing Ravens game today, but, nothing changed in the division.
I had an
other than
aneurysm
that.
about the weather this weekend.
Yeah. It's you told me there was going to be a storm. Shut up over there. There is no storm.
Yeah. Just keep talking.
Yeah.
Just keep talking, it'll drone it out.
Yeah. I am also at a different location, which is my house, which I'm normally at my dorm, but I still have reliable internet here, which is good.
Speaking of, I was actually kind of sad that my internet would not be up to speed when it comes to everything else, because it's like when I'm at my house, my internet is almost really, really nice, but when I'm over at my grandmother's house, it's like when I'm over here, it's different because my internet is a different kind of speed. Anyway, guys, I apologize if you are hearing background noise. It is not our intention. We do not want this to happen at all, but unfortunately...
Blame Seattle's 12th man complex on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, why don't we get started
sorry,
with...
guys.
Yeah, we are really, really sorry. We literally have no control over this. There's nothing that we can do. But we hope that with our angelic voices, we can help drown out the problems that we are currently having. Anyway, let us move on to music with I got my words mixed up. Let us move on to Krüz with music.
Yeah, I have a habit of doing that too, but
Who doesn't?
Bob, yeah, because and it's worse when you think that you said something correctly, but you realize you said the words completely out of order. Anyways, we have Bob Dylan up here again. No, it's not new music, but it is just simple news that he was awarded Nobel Prize in, they say, literature. I assume they mean his lyrics by that. But I just gotta say, the man, he keeps on going, building on what is already an immortalized career, and he's now 75 years old. And he was just awarded the Nobel Prize for, quote, having created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition, in the words of the Swedish Academy. Well said, Sweden.
Well, I definitely have to ask you this, Krüz. Do you think any other musician could have got the Nobel Prize? Because I believe there's only one Nobel Prize awarded every single year, and it just so happens to hit Bob Dylan.
I'm not sure, because I'm not sure if some of them would have won it. I also would say John Lennon, but I don't know if he did or didn't. I'm not sure.
Sgt. Pepper.
But then again, he's not around anymore, so
Unfortunately.
we can't really gauge that now. But if there was one, I would say John Lennon. Yeah.
but I'm getting a little off topic here. Bob Dylan, I've never heard any of his music. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of Bob Dylan fans who love him to death, but
That's sacrilege, man.
I think
I've just never listened to any of his music. It's nothing personal. It's just I haven't listened to it. I don't know what to think of it. It's because I haven't listened to it. But anyway,
I think it's more so not a matter if you listen to it, but a matter if you've heard it. Because I think mostly everyone, even if they don't recognize it, has probably heard one of his songs. I know I have, but I couldn't name it to save my life. But it's just the fact that he can be popular without having everyone know his songs. It's just because of his overall message.
Yeah.
That makes it unique.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to keep making music, although it's pretty awesome that he still is. But the fact that he, already has a name for himself because of the Nobel Prize, pretty damn awesome. That's really all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant. He's immortal. He's already has an immortalized career in history.
Yeah, I like a bunch of his music, like when people do covers of it. He's not necessarily the best singer, but, he's got very, very good lyrics to back it up.
Yeah, was his the one Like a Rolling Stone. I think that was his song.
I think so.
Yeah, because I know Green Day did a cover of that one that was really cool. And
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
let me just...
Bye, buddy. My cat is just walking out of the room.
Yep, it is. Yeah, that's the one that goes, to be all on your own, like a Rolling Stone. Yeah, that's the one.
Anyway.
That's a great song.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on, we got some shit to get through.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, Lady Gaga, Joanne. I just want to know why. I thought we were rid of her. I thought she went away forever. But anyway, another pop singer with a long name, and I don't know why. I just found this interesting. Her name was Stefani Joanne Angelina Germonatta. I'm not sure if I butchered that or not. I probably did.
You probably did, sir.
It might be Hermanata or Natter. Fuck that name. AKA Lady Gaga. She seems to have a busy schedule ahead of her. So the new album, Joanne, is, well, the reason for me to include that, because it was her name. It'll be coming out October 21st. Single Perfect Illusion has already been released. Not as good as Fatal Illusion by Megadeth. Anyway, a collaboration with Bradley Cooper's remake of A Star Is Born. According to research, is going to be making music for that film or doing covers or something. She's going to be involved. Let's put it that way. And come February, performance at the Super Bowl halftime show. They've been getting worse and worse. And hopefully the Ravens will be there, because last 2 seasons they lost to the Redskins. The Ravens won the Super Bowl. Sorry. Yeah. Fun fact for you.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm just going to talk about football for a second. You know, the Super Bowl, the most testosterone-filled game of the year. Everybody's hyped up for it. Why is the halftime show always some pissy pop group? Get Metallica in there or something. It doesn't make any sense.
Damn straight.
They're not going to get Metallica. You know why? Because not everyone likes Metallica. They want someone who everyone recognizes.
They're the most successful band in all the history of heavy metal, save Black Sabbath. So deal with it.
Yeah, it's just...
The last good halftime show they did was The Who. I mean, that was the last one that I found.
Even when the Seahawks
that
was a crappy halftime show.
Prince was hold on. There was Prince, and then there was
what year was Prince?
Paul McCartney.
What year was
I believe
Prince?
2007. I'm not too sure.
Okay,
if anyone,
I remember watching that. I do remember that.
Okay, well, don't forget. There were some good ones. There was Tom Petty, and then there was also Paul McCartney singing our favorite song. But you know what? I personally think you just have. There are good artists who sang at the Super Bowl. You just really have to look.
It's also in the way they structured it, I guess, because the Bruno Mars Red Hot Chili Peppers. I want to say that was actually kind of cool.
That was actually half decent.
It wasn't great performance, but I think it was cool the way they set it up.
Yeah, I personally agree. By the way, looking at her song "Perfect Illusion," I don't understand why it exists. I'd rather listen to Meghan Trainor. Sorry.
Oh, hey, the Red Hot Chili Peppers Super Bowl halftime show, the most recent one, was when the Sea Chickens won.
Yeah, that was
against the Broncos.
Yes, against the Broncos.
Yeah. Oh, the worst Super Bowl in history. Yeah.
They show the thing, Seahawks fans were losing their shit. Broncos fans were crying, and then everyone else was just asleep. It wasn't even a game.
It wasn't even a game. It was so boring. It was
so
just
bad.
I know. I was like, this is
like watching college football, for fuck's sake.
I know. It was the worst.
It was like a 17-0 game.
But anyway, Naka, your opinion on Lady Gaga and her song?
Yeah, she's a respected artist. I don't like her music because pop music isn't my style. I know, her music is actually good.
Unless
Telephone.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged riffs her songs, right?
Or the Annoying Orange.
Oh my god.
I don't like the Annoying Orange.
Wasabi!
No, there was.
I'm sorry, I'd rather.
There was an actual
No, I don't
parody
like
of
the
one of her
Annoying
songs.
Orange. Anyway,
Meh, I could care less.
yeah.
I used to find it funny, but now it's kind of like boring. I just kind of like, especially the Saw episode, just like, wait, how'd you get that key? I don't know. But anyway, enough about that shit.
Alright,
Yeah,
to go off topic real quick, the only episode of Annoying Orange I like is the Pac-Man one.
Okay.
I think I remember that one, yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
we're getting off exotic butters. Let's continue.
Yeah. That was all coming up.
That sounded very, very.
Forced.
No, not only that. It sounded extremely just inappropriate. But let's keep going.
I cringed a little, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's all funny. I like that. I don't know, I find it funny that I did get
Alright,
cringed.
moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on to more funny stuff. Michael Bublé.
Yes, you got his name right.
There's no way to say this guy's name that isn't funny. I guess that's because he's Canadian. I keed. I don't want to offend the Canadians. We're still better than you at hockey.
Shut
I'm
up.
sorry.
Oh.
So he'll be releasing his 9th studio album titled Nobody But Me. Talk about conceited on October 21st. The title track is currently available, which includes the artist Black Thought, Black Thought of this other artist I didn't even know. It was too long to name. But anyway, I've known about this guy for a while, but I haven't really listened to stuff willingly aside from the music, the Christmas music that my mom insists on playing throughout the house.
I hate Christmas music.
Which is kind of like with those kinds of Christmas music by like modern artists, and I don't just mean by Bublé. I almost said Mublé. What the fuck? I mean by other artists too. And I don't know. I just don't like it. I like the classic Christmas music, but not the new stuff.
Agreed. Like, don't even get me.
Except for Trans-Siberian Orchestra, they're fucking awesome.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Only Christmas music I listen to.
They're so awesome.
Yeah, they're so awesome. I really want to go.
Yeah. My parents got to see them, but I couldn't. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Jerks.
Selfish.
But anyway, when I look at Michael Bublé's song, I feel like him and Meghan Trainor can do a duet together.
Probably could. I could see that happening.
Yeah, like, I don't know about you, but the song sounds really nice to listen to.
I don't know. I didn't really listen to it, to be honest, because I didn't want it to show up in my YouTube history. I just wanted to put it away.
There's a reason why I have my YouTube history turned off.
Yeah, I just clicked it.
It's because I watch videos 7 times a
Cry
day.
me a river. It's like,
Yeah, but
Michael Bublé is basically boys who cry.
Oh, hey, we're still talking about SpongeBob.
On your 16th birthday.
Okay. Though it was funny when Squidward was riffing Boys Who Cry. That was hilarious.
I need 4
But anyway,
For when I cry.
God.
huh, I love that part. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for my opinion.
Okay,
Nobody
well, what's
cares
your
about
opinion on Michael Bublé?
There's not much to say. It's Michael Bublé. Moving on.
Exactly my point.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah. So we got some good stuff at the end, mind you. But next, Melanie C., who you may not know by that name. Version of Me is the new album. So known in her glory days as Sporty Spice of the Spice Girls. And the only reason I know this is because of a YouTube channel that interviews rock and metal bands. These kids do it. And the last question is always, can you name the 5 Spice Girls? And only 2 bands have gotten it, and that was Skeleton Witch and Ghost BC, I think. But anyway, But I digress. I know little about about Spice Girls, besides the earworm wannabe, the "Tell me what you want, what you really, really want," all that song, which my old roommate insisted on playing like every day,
non-stop.
Yeah, and so I didn't really, I wasn't able to find the other things, but I think everyone knows who they are at least. So if you liked that kind of upbeat pop kind of aggressive singing, I guess that's the wrong word, but I mean, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, what is it, Dixie Chicks? Because my mom used to listen to them and all that stuff. Yeah, if you're into that, go do your thing.
Okay, well, Dixie Chicks is a country group. I don't really think Melanie C would work there, but let's just say I mean, like, what's the wrong? It's like power pop, but that's like a oxymoron, Let's just be frank. I'm indifferent to Spice Girls. I think they're just there. I mean, they kind of faded away, much like the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC faded away.
No, the Backstreet Boys are back. All right.
No, to be honest, I really like the Backstreet Boys over NSYNC. I'll take Backstreet Boys any day of the week. But other than that, girls, all I really want is
no sleep, no Brooklyn.
But yeah, I have no interest in hearing her album. Sorry, I'm more interested in the next. I'm more interested in the next album. I don't mean to sound like a pessimist here, but honestly, I'm not a hardcore fan of Melanie C or the Spice Girls. If anything, they kind of faded away into obscurity.
Yeah,
kind of like
their time is come and gone.
Yeah, let's just put it that way. But anyway.
So, if there's nothing else to say,
I already said my opinion. I don't really like the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
I could care less.
Yeah, me too. Let's move on.
Let's move on. All right. God damn it! I almost screwed that up horribly. I almost said some announcing news instead of exciting news. All right, Green Day. They announced their North American tour with Against Me. And that is going to be starting in Phoenix in March. And for those of you who live in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, they will be in Norfolk on the 12th of March and in DC on the 13th. The details will be in the video from Loudwire. There's not really much else to include, but that was just something I felt like I'd let you know about because I saw them in DC in 2009. It was awesome.
Are you excited to see Green Day once again?
I would love to if I get the chance.
I'm going to see if I can't get tickets for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. I just hope no one was...
Yeah. The next chronological thing I was looking forward to was possibly Hell Yeah and In Flames and in Silver Spring, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on it. All right. Another sort of exciting news that there's a rumor from the band itself that System of a Down may be working on a new album. This would end an 11-year drought, beating out JoJo by 1 year, from their 2005 album Hypnotized. There's no other details yet, but hopefully they'll announce a new album soon, and this is going to be really exciting for, underground alt metal fans and metal fans in general.
Yeah, because we really want to know, why do they always send the poor?
Why do they always send the poor?
Why did you take him from us, you motherfucker?
Anyway. But yeah, I'm excited.
Howdy on the wild, howdy on disorder.
I'm surprised System of a Down still has a following and still makes a lot of money.
Yeah. Dude, they had a huge show in Armenia, and it was either a year ago or 2 years ago.
It's kind of it was kind of interesting. Like I was listening to my mom, and she was basically talking about, System of a Down, and I kid you not, she kind of said why do these bands even exist? Like how are they having a following and how are they making money? Like
I think it's because they're so unique was the thing. And They were a cult classic in the 90s, like KoRn.
They're becoming a cult classic now since they're being released again. But this should be interesting for me. I mean, I'm not too sure if anyone else is interested in System of a Down, but personally, I just really like the song, BYOB. But Naka, what do you think?
Well, fuck yeah. System of a Down coming back? You bet your ass I'm pre-ordering that album.
Because they rock! Yeah. And also, because I have this version on my iPod, but Amon Amarth did a sick cover of Ariel's, which I think was much better with the growling than the vocals, which I think his vocals are great, but just not for that song in particular. What's his name? The maniacal vocals. It's insane. By the way, I looked up. I thought he was Middle Eastern looking, so I looked up, and he is in fact from Jordan, which I think is kind of cool.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Anyway,
exotic butters.
Exotic butters. We're getting to that. Don't worry. I just found this. I think Friday, or Thursday. I found this. Get ready for this. Pantera, the Great Southern Trendkill 20th Anniversary Edition. So they are going to be releasing, or the band is not around anymore, unfortunately, Rip Dime. The label, I believe, is going to be re-releasing the Great Southern Trendkill as version, what do they call it? Remastered versions. For demos and live versions. Demos of Drag the Waters and Floods are currently available. Those are great songs. Floods is also on Watch Mojo's. It's number 5 on the top 10 metal solos. Because, man, it's just awesome. But the song I included there was Tens, which was my personal favorite. Because it's just, it's trippy as hell. But anyway, I have personal connection with Pantera because, Far Beyond Driven, that album helped me get through high school with all the shit that's going on. But
what do you mean, like it helped you got through high school? Like I wanted more clarification on that.
Oh yeah, I think it's just because a lot of the songs meant for the times where I just felt like I didn't want to get up, I didn't want to go anywhere, I just wanted to stay home and just be away from everything, and that kind of desire for isolation is kind of reflected in some songs like Throes of Rejection, Use My Third Arm. It's all about, or the album's all about, people like trying to take you down, and you just are all alone. You have to fight it off, and so it's got a whole lots of deep messages in it. But
Go ahead.
Trendkill has its share of deep messages, even though it's more. Yeah. I was running out of breath anyway. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about
Anyway,
that. Guys.
Cough. Anyway.
What happened?
All right.
My mom had to go ask me questions like, "Hey, do you need anything from the store?" I'm just like, "Food. That's it."
Just fuck. Do the claw. Just like fuck off. Anyway,
But anyway, you typed in Rip Dime. What does that mean?
Dime was Pantera's guitarist who was shot on stage in Ohio, I believe. And
really?
He's hailed as one of the greatest in all of metal.
What a fucking
That was,
asshole.
and that's also the reason they explained it. It's weird. As I saw a documentary, it was the fan was the person who believed that the songs that his new band at the time, Damage Plan, wrote, they were getting inside his mind. So he's probably a schizophrenic guy, and he went up to their show and shot Dime on stage, which is also an interesting fact why Vinnie Paul, now in Hell Yeah, plays on a big drum set, because he wants to essentially hide behind it because of what happened. Anyway,
That's scary.
Yeah, I can't believe that happened.
That's also why I didn't, when I saw Hell Yeah live, I didn't notice it was I didn't notice it was Vinnie Paul because I couldn't see him. All I could see was the top of his head and the bandana. But I realized it later when he stood up. But yeah, Pantera's got a lot of history behind it, and it connects so many people who've gone through hard times, like myself and likely a lot of people. I don't mean for this to get all feelsy, but Pantera is such a great band for that cause.
I was listening to Pantera, their song Tens, and it was interesting because like it sort of struck me because it had like this sort of minor key, but at the same time it wanted to sound like it was happy, and it was interesting because it's like they were sad or something, and I couldn't understand why, but it sounded interesting to me.
Yeah. At the time of the recording, it was Anselmo was doing the vocal recording separately, and he was also addicted to heroin at the time. Oops. So that's why. Oops. That's why it has those references in it. That's what the song's about, which is likely the dose of heroin. But he was, he opened up about it. He was like, he's like, kids, there's no good reason to stick a needle of heroin in your arm. And I think that also reflects, being in a dark time in your life and being able to come out of it and being able to, the lyrics in that song is like, my foes, they can't destroy my body. So he's saying, despite this addiction, it's not going to take me down. I'm good to break through. That's pretty powerful, yeah.
To quote Mr. Mackey, drugs are bad, okay?
Drugs are bad, okay? Yeah. Anyway,
drugs are bad, okay?
Yeah, and that was basically the story behind Great Siren Trendkill, and so eventually, yes, Anselmo, as we know, he's still around. He did recover. I think he's currently playing with Superjoint Ritual and another band, I believe. And as we said, Vinnie Paul's with Pantera. Rex Brown, I'm not sure where he is. He was the bass player, by the way. Anyways, we have something coming up, and that is the moment we've been waiting for. We finally, just in time for Halloween, have some new KoRn coming out.
I don't have the air horn, so you can keep going.
Open the floodgates of memes.
KoRn.
Oh, KoRn.
Okay, KoRn.
KoRn, the story of S.E.T so far. Additional track, Take Me, has been released recently, and that one I think is pretty good. It sounds, if you can recognize it as KoRn, it sounds pretty good. Not as electronic-y. It's pretty toned down. It's good stuff. The other songs that are currently available, because now there's 4. There's Insane, Riding in Vain, and A Different World featuring Corey Taylor of Slipknot. So after the experimental Path of Totality with a bunch of dubstep artists like Skrillex, Excision, Downlink, Noisia, and a few others, it was pretty good, actually. But that was when one of their guitarists had left the band. Oops. He was also drug related, which inspired the song on Paradigm Shift. What's it called? Love and Meth. Which it's pretty good. That sound was more electronic, but also more toned down. And I think they finally returned to normal, more or less. And just a few hints of electronic, elements, just a little bit, not too much. So I think they've finally gotten back to what they're supposed to sound like, or logically supposed to sound like. So it has a more natural feel to it. It's still, it's not the old KoRn of the 90s. They're not going to get that sound back because, that was when they were a smaller band, but they had more of a cult following. But it's safe to say KoRn is finally back and better than ever.
I'm not gonna lie. Cody's comment regarding Swiftkill kind of reminded me of that. Like, I think I want to say that German guy who tried to jump into a frozen pool.
Oh man, Siskill.
In my new band's name is
fucking
Siskill.
cold.
And my new band's name is Siskill, and he tries to jump in the pool. He just slides on his ass.
Broke his ass on the. That was great.
On the
Fuck
ice.
the fucking cold.
No, he's like,
I forgot if he
you,
was
fuck the
German
fucking
or
world.
I think he's either German or Russian. Russian would
I believe
explain
he
a
was
lot.
German.
maybe so, but I will have to say, KoRn. I'm listening to the song called "Take Me," and I was like, huh. I'm not too sure what exactly. I like KoRn. Like I like the song rather "Take Me," and it sounded more interesting. It didn't have to sound like they were growling or anything like that. So that was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, it was one of his rapping songs. More like I think. Well, the message of the song is about like, it's like if someone doesn't appreciate you, there it's like, because they have references in the song, I think sexual references in it, but it's like, I'm the one who makes you you, so shut the fuck up.
Right.
But, my personal favorite is Insane because of the riff and it drops like the interlude with the laughing and maniacal laughing in the background. I mean, it's just. I mean, you gotta love KoRn because they just always sound like they're about to fucking lose it. They sound like they should be in a mental asylum, but they sit down and talk to you. They're like normal people.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Anyway.
So yeah, I highly
awesome.
recommend
Exotic Butters.
I've pre-ordered it. Yeah, once this album comes out, I mean, we've already opened the floodgates to memes. We're just gonna have an explosion of exotic butters, exotic corns, popcorns, corn hub, you name it.
Okay.
So the album, by the way, I don't think I said it. I might have, but
Everything
it's called
comes out of the 21st this week.
Yeah, that is true. The album is The Serenity of Suffering. I know it was in the chat, but I don't think I actually said it, but it's a cool cover. It looks kind of like Issues. It's got this one kid with I think it's the same doll actually from Issues, but it just looks a little different. But anyway, that's it for KoRn, music, other stuff. We're going to head to video games, which does have some pretty awesome music in it too. So let's begin with 1918, the Argonne, Battlefield 1.
That's my line.
Go. Well, you can do it
All right.
again.
So, we're gonna talk about Battlefield 1. First of all, dive bomb, and here comes a giant fest. Anyway, World War 1.
Falcon Punch.
Hence the name Battlefield 1. Sadly, there will be no trench warfare, but I digress. Battlefield 1 looks to dominate over Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which really only has the Modern Warfare remaster to offer on the table. I'm actually quite hyped for this game, as the only exotic shooters I like are Mech Assault, Titanfall, and Halo. Mass Effect is more or less an RPG, but I'm getting off topic and exotic butters. With explosive multiplayer and an adventure-filled campaign, this is the dawn of all-out war. I'm very hyped for this game, and EA might just have a full purchase on their hands when it comes to me. But this is where I turn it to you guys. How many of you are hyped for this game?
Yeah.
I want to play it right now.
I thought it was pretty cool, and also, because part of, I think it was, one of the new Southampton songs, that one was about World War One. So I was like, all right, I think this is going to be cool, pretty cool, because no one else was wanting to go to the past, and even if they went to the past, it was more like way back in the old fucking days, like Sparta. But I'm really excited for the look of this game, because it looks like, you're actually out in the desert, sun glaring in your eyes, trying to frantically to find where to shoot, because that's what World War One was like. And yeah, if you want to get a better sense of it, listen to what's it called, The Price of a Mile, also by Southampton. Shameless promotion. But yeah, I'm excited for the game.
Shameless.
It's not just about music. Shameless play.
But anyway, I was looking at Battlefield 1, and to be honest, like I was just, I know that it's trying to like resemble World War 1, but honestly, I just hope it doesn't look like another Call of Duty clone, because every Call of Duty, whenever it comes out, it always seems the same, and there's like never any, big thing about it. But
yeah, I have Battlefield 4 in this one. That one looks like it's modern, not overly futuristic. It's just modern.
The thing with the Battlefield games as of recent is that they've actually had an actual progression of time, and they're they're probably in the year 2025 or whatever, but it's still like a progression of technology. Meanwhile, 2025 to Call of Duty, it's yeah, we're gonna have drones that kill people, we're gonna have invisibility suits, we're gonna have giant EMPs that take down everything in the world. Battlefield Hardline,
we're gonna have space, we're gonna have lasers.
Yeah, no, that's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I'm really not impressed with that game.
No, I'm sure not a lot of people are, but to be honest, when I'm looking at Battlefield 1, I want to see more than just a Call of Duty clone. And I'm hoping that I'll see more than just a Call of Duty clone, because I've never been a big fan of first-person shooter games, because, not only are people just stoked about, having a gun game and killing people, but you also have these immature children who get online to play online.
Every 9-year-old ever.
Yeah, pretty much, and it's so. And I find it so hilarious, because it's Xbox is trying to appeal to adults, but when they're not realizing they're appealing to kids, while Nintendo, when you look at Nintendo's perspective, they're releasing Pokemon. I'm an adult. I still play Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm getting Pokemon too. It's kind of funny.
I pre-ordered Moon.
Xbox is going to the younger, but Nintendo is going to the older.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense when you think about, the kids who were at the original Pokemon games grew up like myself, and all that stuff, and then they were getting sick of the other games like Call of Duty and stuff like that, and so that went to the younger generations.
Makes sense, I suppose, but I don't know. It's interesting enough, but I don't know if I would actually spend my money on Battlefield 1.
Oh man,
I'm gonna probably get it, but I don't know if I'll get it immediately.
What were you gonna say, Naka?
You reminded me of something about the whole community thing. So Forza Horizon 3 launched recently, but not everybody got the chance to play it because there's a lot of Forza YouTubers who have tons of fanboys, and because what the thing in Horizon 3 is called Forzathon, where Turn 10 and Playground Games will release a car, but you have to earn it somehow. And right around Christmas time, everybody's going to be getting Xbox One S's or Forza Horizon 3, and there's going to be so many people clamoring for this one car. Yeah. This one car that was just released in a Forzathon, which I went.
Imagine if it was won by a 13-year-old and the 13-year-old couldn't even drive it.
Yeah. It's
no, it's not like an actual car. It's a car in-game.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this person this one car will only exist in one game forever and ever.
It's with the Forzathon mechanic, they'd have rotations of cars. So 1 month it'll be these amount of cars, and you have these challenges to do to win the car in that Forzathon, and they do these monthly. They've only really started these last week. So
I see.
But
anyway,
with this car that was in the most recent Forzathon, I went around and sold it on the auction house, which is basically how you can get lots of money. I got mine somebody paid 2.3 million credits for my car.
Wow, that's insane.
And it's worth 16,000 credits because it's high demand, because you could only get it on one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I could talk about Forza for a fortnight, but that's not tonight.
No.
Not tonight yet, but...
There's more howling tonight than there is actually. Awoo, okay.
Awoo, I did it. Dab. It's howling is the new dab. You just do it and run away.
My character's a werewolf in Skyrim, so...
Anyway.
Let's see, moving on from Civilization 4 to Civilization 6. If I don't copy it and paste the link twice, there we go. So, another game that I am pumped for, having played a bunch of other Civilization games like 4 and Civilization Revolution, and I've played a bit of 5. This one looks freaking epic. Start from the Stone Age and work your way through time to the modern age War won a few goals can earn you victory. Start wars, keep peace, expand and build your civilization to be the kingdom of the world. I might shell $60 on it, because damn it, I want it. It's just so pretty and so modern, not a pun, and drives me to play more Civilization. Sid Meier, like the original creator of Civ games, has built an empire with these games, and I hope it doesn't stop anytime soon, because I can wait 5 years for a title, because I'll be playing Civ 4 and 6. It comes out for PC on October 21st.
You were going to say...
A game about empires? A game about empires becoming an empire? That is so meta. Oh! I saw an opportunity.
But seriously, what was your opinion on listening to Civilization 4's Baba Yetu Naka?
Once we got about 2 minutes into the track, I noticed the track because somebody actually did somewhat of a metal cover on it. Krüz, have you ever heard of somebody called Family Jewels 7X?
I have not. Family Jewels? No.
I will link you something that you will probably want to listen to. I'll link it to Scarfy too, because he composed like a metal tribute to history of video games called Replay.
Okay, well, link it to me later, okay?
No, I'm not going to do it now. This is going to be later. But
it's kind of in the middle of a fangasm here, mind you.
It's just like, that reminded me of that piece. Was like, where have I heard this before? Oh, Family Jewels 7X did the cover of this. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But I thought, I've seen the game. It's not really my kind of game, even though it is cool. I will give it that. But I love the setup and trailer for it because it just.
Oh, I love the trailer.
It builds that empire kind of atmosphere. It's so cool.
The trailer is beautiful, in my opinion, but I don't understand why Sid Meier. No offense, I don't understand why. Like, doesn't it feel like the same game, or is there like different ways to play the same game?
Well, because they don't shell these things out every year on Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
There's time to build upon. It's like, what can they do differently? What can we add to the tech tree? What empires can we change? And there's a lot of thought that goes into these Civ games. Like Civilization Revolution, which was a...
I see what you mean.
Like Civilization Revolution, which I played in my 360... I played that game a lot because it was I think one of the few Civilization games that was actually on a home console.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me a lot into. It's like, wow, I can build all these cities. I can take over empires. It's a lot like Risk in a way.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah, I just realized it is kind of like that game. I haven't played. Actually, no. I think I played a game that was like Risk, but it was. No, Stratagem. That was the game. That was a really cool one.
Yeah. But anyway, like I look at the trailer, it looks interesting. I'm not too sure if I'd pick it up for my PC because I don't think my PC can withstand the test of time with these insane graphics and everything else it has to offer. I'd need a pretty bitchin' computer to do that. But other than that, I know a lot of people who would be stoked to play this game because I mean, you can bet my ass, I look at it and I'm like, huh. It does feel interesting to note, but hopefully it'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So, we're going to move on to Mordheim, City of the Damned, which is being ported to PS4 and Xbox One. Based on the 1999 tabletop game Mordheim, a skirmish-oriented derivative of Warhammer games, which is owned by Games Workshop. You control a small warband to fight rival teams for resources and gain control of areas in Mordheim. Wow, the English language broke on me there. You can choose either the Sisters of Sigmar, mercenaries from the Empire, Skaven, or the Cult of the Possessed.
I like that.
Give from them nothing, but take from them everything. Tonight, we dine in hell. Anyway, I'm going to continue.
Sparta! Halos!
Over the course of the game, you can level up stats, strength, whatever, by recruiting and improving and customizing a roster of combatants as well as their equipment. Losing a fight can lead to permanent death, and the game emphasizes on careful engagements and survival. As you can play online. Well, not as you can play online, and you can play online. I might have to pick this up for PC as I do like tabletop games. It also kind of goes along with Civilization 6, but I could totally play this. You can pick it up for Xbox One and PS4 on October 18th.
I'm looking at it, and it's interesting. I don't know if I'd buy it myself, but I don't know. Like, I actually kind of think it looks kind of cool. I mean, what do you think, Krüz?
Yeah, one of my friends who also was the one who introduced me to Sabaton, he's really into Warhammer games, and he makes his own models with this ungodly accuracy. And I don't know how he does that, but I think this looks really badass. But I'm wondering how the battle's set up, because it looked like they were just standing there. Is it like one of the ones like Summoner's War, where it's like turn-based?
I'm not too sure. I mean, like,
As it is,
it's kind of like it kind of feels
game. It's probably
I kind of. Okay. I'm sure it kind of feels like Armello in a way. I've never played Armello. I don't know if I'd ever buy it though, because I heard it's really good. But you know, that's really all I have to say about it. I know it sounds like there's nothing much to talk about here, but I mean, I guess
these games don't really interest you.
Small number of games that are like very hyped up.
Yeah, they're a little for video games. It's a bit of a slow week for me. I really don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. It's just I
was going to talk about Rock Band Rivals, but that's essentially just an expansion pass for Rock Band 4, and it's just being re-released.
Rock Band and Guitar Hero have died. Let's face it, they've died.
Rock Band Rivals
but
is like
they were awesome when they were around.
Rock Band Rivals is like 1,900 songs on its set list. There's just no Madea, which sucks.
That's insane.
Like seriously, when I was at PAX, I got
back when they had a selected set list. That was good.
Back when I was at PAX, I actually got to try I got to try Rock Band Rivals because I had an exhibitor's pass. I can talk about PAX for a fortnight, but I had an exhibitor's pass, and I could go in before the convention actually started, open up to the public. And so it's just me up there playing drums to Rob Zombie's Dragula.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
by
got
the way,
such a huge
by the way, I
set
saw
list.
something. The guy, if you saw in America's Got Talent, who did Drowning Pools, Bodies, he did a cover of Rob Zombie's Dragula. And in addition to that, he also got to perform with Drowning Pools themselves for like 2 shows.
Damn.
I just wanted to add that in. But that was pretty cool. It's an old man.
I'm not gonna lie, that does
some
sound
heavy
pretty cool.
metal. Yeah. A fan-made thing gets you to play with the band. How about that? But yeah.
Anyway,
moving on to the last game of the week, we have Exist Archive.
Anime.
The Other Side of the Sky. Another year, another JRPG. I don't mean that in a bad way, because I do respect the craft of JRPG games. I just can't play them. I really just don't have the patience to play 300 hours of one game.
So you can't play Final Fantasy VII. Well, even though that's not 300 hours of one game. Let's be honest here.
Like, it's hard for me to play JRPGs that aren't Pokemon because I grew up with Pokemon. I also have a nostalgia factor with that. But Final Fantasy VII is still one of the best JRPGs out there. I'm getting off topic and Exotic Butters, but this game is a side-view, side-scrolling JRPG and is considered a spiritual sequel or spiritual successor to Valkyrie Profile. The music in the trailer sounds a lot like it's from Outrun 2 or Outrun 2006, and that soundtrack is awesome. What is it with Japan and making such kick-ass game soundtracks? I talk about Jet Set Radio Future and its soundtrack, but that's for another time. You can pick up Exist Archive for either your PS4 or your PS Vita on October 18th. I won't be picking it up, but for anybody who has a PS4 or Vita and likes JRPGs, go ahead and play it.
Yeah, I was wondering if this was actually based on an anime.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Tales of Valkyrie or something like that, and I know a lot of people really like that game, but I've never played it. I wouldn't know. That's Final Fantasy VI, Cody. Final Fantasy VI is the better game. I think. I'm not too sure if Walter is still available.
You remember in Final Fantasy VII, putting all the clouds?
Hey guys, you know it'd be cool if in Brawl they had a cloud from Final Fantasy VII.
God.
Boom! And it's, help me.
I remember Brawl
you'll get no
taunts.
sympathy from me.
I love
I'm
it.
the only player. I'm the only pretty boy in this game.
Hey, you shut up! You're not supposed to talk.
Bitch. Well, you're not supposed to be so cheap, Ike. Well, yeah, I mean, fireballs, but But anyway, I actually really like Final Fantasy VI. I was looking at Exist Archive. I'm getting off topic here. I was looking at Exist Archive. It looks like one of those anime RPGs, and I don't know what is up, but Japan always makes really good video game soundtracks, and I kind of wonder why that is all the time. There's too much silence. Say something.
Sorry, I'm looking up the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack only because it's got some of my favorite songs of all time. So let's see, soundtrack listing. It's got a bunch of composed music. There's also stuff by Scapegoat Wax, Guitar Vader, which is actually somewhat famous in Japan. There's a bunch of remixes from the original Jet Set Radio.
I'm surprised they haven't made a Jet Set Radio since 2012.
Well, that was just a re-release.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, and then there's the Latch Brothers, which is technically a side project of the Beastie Boys, along with BS 2000, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, The Scrappy. But it's got such a good soundtrack, and that's even the first one too, and the Sega GT 2002 soundtrack, and I could go on for
God.
Yeah,
I had some things I'm like, because you remember when we had Japan X on this show or something? They did a thing with Loudwire that was, I didn't really get to watch it, but that was cool.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be singing a song from Japan, and it's from a video game that I'm pretty sure all of you know, but I'm just gonna see if you guys can get it. Kawaii ne onna no ko, kamashi no ika okai, atashi no hovercraft o yudaiki aru.
Fuck me.
Maka yobi desu, princess ki ni korosu. Naze mata,
I'm
naze
kicking myself.
osoi, kini-chan kawaii princessu.
I'm kicking myself because I can't sing this.
So, do you guys have any idea where that's from?
absolutely not.
I'm going to.
That is the anime opening for Princess Kenny in South Park.
Oh my god.
Princess Kenny. Wait, Kenny.
From the Stick of Truth.
My God.
Not only that, it's actually from an actual episode, but
That's great. That is perfect.
But other than that, that's all I have to say regarding Exist Archive. Sorry if I didn't seem interested in the video games this week, but it just seemed really, really boring this week.
Fine.
I don't mean to downplay on Nakai anytime soon, but
Yeah.
you
But
know.
I mean, it was basically all Battlefield 1, let's face it.
Mm.
On their land as they made their stand,
And
it's
Civ
strong
6.
and the legend still lives on.
But anyway,
Any Cheez-Its, I'm going to move it on to Scarfy with movies.
Oh,
And-
you're lost, Cody.
okay.
And this is going to be
Cry
a
me
little
a
bit
river.
somber for this first one.
Oh,
Is
That's-
somber the right word?
That's
or-
it.
that's an understatement.
That's it. No, just no. I refuse to even
Nine.
give the film the satisfaction it deserves.
Nine.
Looks like Disney has hired Guy Ritchie, the stylistic director behind the Robert Downey Jr. Starring Sherlock Holmes movies, is in negotiations to helm Disney's live-action adaptation of its 1992 animated classic, Aladdin.
Why?
As if I even need to go into much detail, I'll just be upfront. I'm appalled that this film is being greenlighted. I really am. I know that the weeks ago we were talking about how 2 other Disney films were in the mix of getting the live-action treatment.
Lion King
this-
and Mulan.
Yeah.
But this one, I refuse. I refuse on a condition and one condition only. Genie cannot be replaced by any other actor. It is impossible.
You cannot replace Rob Williams.
Not shouldn't be done. It can't be done.
It would be heresy.
The head talent Robin Williams did a marvelous job on making not only the character but the movie work. And since his sad passing, Genie is almost a very irreplaceable character. Don't believe me? Why don't you watch Honest Trailer's Aladdin right now on YouTube and find out for yourself? All I can say is those Arabian Nights will be long and arduous for the coping that we have to put ourselves through before this film is made.
I think they're getting I wasn't going to be so, upfront and, abrasive like you or Scarfy about this, but at this point I'm just like, I don't know how they can work on so many of them at once and expect to make any of them at least somewhat decent. Not to mention
Disney
already
makes
having
like 30
the
movies now. At once.
already having the but these are all live action though, and this is going to require a lot more work. And I think not to mention the dumb racial issues with Mulan, and now I'm imagining with Aladdin, that's just going to make it even worse. Like, you're just digging yourself into a deeper hole here.
God damn it, Disney.
Yeah. And what is your opinion on Robin Williams being replaced?
Fuck no.
You cannot do that, because you cannot do that to him.
Let's just not talk about this.
It's just for me, it's just disrespectful to me, because he made that role, so doing that without him is kind of wrong.
I am under the impression that if Robin Williams was not in this film, Aladdin would have failed.
Yeah,
like,
you'd be right.
Yeah,
but the good news is that he doesn't have to be around now to see this
atrocity.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
I am trying to keep a cool-headed head here. I really am. I'm just there was just a lot of salt that has been built up for me for this one. I am against this film being made. I really am.
We have entered the salt mine.
Who isn't?
I'm against this film being made. I'm gonna let I don't care if anyone is a fan of the live action Disney remakes. This film should not be made.
Period.
Yeah.
Said no one ever.
Comma.
But yeah. But
so, I think
exclamation point.
I have a perfect response to that if I can just locate it. Here we go. So it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a trap card, and it says, "Bitch, hold on." It's got a referee doing the timeout symbol. It says, "Use this card when someone is like, say some weird ass shit, and you just have to call them out on it. If this card gets used on you, you need to rethink life."
So yeah, so I'm against this movie being made. I don't want to see this movie being made. The only reason why I'm going to see it is because obviously, it's gonna happen whether we like it or not. And I mean, and don't even get me started on Jumanji. We'll get to that when we come around to it.
I mean, granted, at least they're putting The Rock in. I mean, at least we're gonna get to admire that.
Shut the fuck up, Krüz.
Whoa!
No.
Hey now.
No. 9999999.
All right, calm down, Scarfy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just needed to get the salt out of my system.
You did that quite effectively. All right.
Okay.
News.
Happy time.
All right. While I may be a man of,
very salty corn.
Oh, okay,
God,
okay.
shut up.
All right. While I may be a man of constant sorrow, see what I did there? Looks like the Coen brothers, the minds behind The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, and True Grit, are back to make another intriguing film regarding the notorious online drug master Silk Road and the man who ran it, known as Dark Web. It's a good sign for the movie either way. Some Coen scripts are better than others, but they're pretty much all acclaimed. But one option would certainly be better than the other. Project is on the early stages, so there's no word on the director yet or when the studio is hoping to have it finished. But judging that the Coen brothers are behind, I think it's safe to say we know exactly who the director might be. And if you want more on that, you can look up the article right here. I'm feeling a lot better.
All right, good. You can punch a cat at a later time. No, I'm not an advocate for animal abuse. Please don't punch cats.
Anyway, guys,
were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Anyway, guys, what do you think regarding this?
This looks kind of like, I didn't see this movie, but it
Bitcoin.
kind of reminds me of Fifth Estate. I didn't see it, but it kind of looks like that to me. But I think it's probably going to be cool. I'm into I think the cyber, not cyber terror, but the underground stuff on the internet. It'll be really cool to put that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I bared my teeth. I didn't mean to.
Would you like to run that the fuck by me again, Officer Shitbach?
Okay.
My friend made that up. I can't take credit for it, but that was great.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. One by Bitcoin.
Anyway, guys, what were you thinking about this film? Before I move on.
This actually looks and sounds pretty interesting because internet piracy is definitely very much a thing. And I guess this movie could try and talk about that a little bit, but definitely with the dark web and all the things you can get on the dark web, like presidential phone numbers, people's social security numbers, people.
And it's in much, more subtle ways than trying to sell your kid on eBay.
Marijuana.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you'll get caught instantly. They're
Cyanide? No, okay.
I'd like to buy 250,000 shipments of cyanide, please.
Why do you need that much cyanide?
It's I have a lot of people I don't like.
Well, then you could just talk to them, man.
Okay.
I tried that.
Anyway,
we can get into this later.
Anyway, want me to move on?
Move on to Ouija.
Ouija.
Spoilers. Okay.
Mama Luigi.
Okay, let's get this. Let's get
Mama to Luigi to you.
Stop, guys. You need to stop interrupting.
Stop interrupting.
Okay, let's get this particular one over with because honestly, I don't want to end the films that are coming out with a horror film because I like to keep things fresh and positive. With that being said, Ouija Origin of Evil is an upcoming 2016 American supernatural horror film directed and co-written by Mike Flanagan, who worked on the horror film known as Oculus, produced by Michael Bay, Bradley Fuller, and a bunch of other people I've never heard of, and co-written by Jeff Howard.
I've seen that film, by the way. If I just want to interject, it was okay.
Wait, what film?
Oculus. I've seen it. It was okay. It wasn't that great, but it was okay.
It is the second installment and prequel to the Ouija franchise and stars Elizabeth Reeser, Annalise Basso, Lulu Wilson, Henry Thomas, Kate Siegel, and Alex G. Zoll. Set almost 50 years prior to the first film, in 1967 in Los Angeles, a widowed mother and family fake seance as part of a scam for a living. However, when the family discovers an Ouija game board, young Doris attempts to contact her deceased father, but through the game's seeing eye, sees a dark figure and is suddenly possessed by a malevolent spirit, which leads her family to believe that her so-called friends are trying to get through from the underworld and claim her as their own. Desperate for Doris's normality to return, the family must confront the Ouija and play the game for real if their life is to ever be the same again. This film sounds interestingly familiar, as it seems to be clearly borrowing a lot of influence from the exorcism of Emily Rose, where the exorcist actually scams people to think that he's an actual exorcist. But let's not get off topic. The film has been seen on television for a good long while, the film trailer rather, and every time it is seen, honestly, I just get more and more uninterested by it, especially since via research, where its original film was critically panned by audiences alike.
Oops.
But seeing how it made a big profit, guess it only makes Hollywood sense to milk as much cash as you can out of a proposed series. With that being said, I have no interest in seeing it. While the characters and the plot seem kind of cool, it just seems like a film that is made to make you feel scared using a lot of CG and a ton of jump scares. Yeah. But I guess if you're interested, the film releases October 21st.
That's the thing about horror these days, and that's why horror movies suck nowadays, because they rely too much on CG, which is why I must say The Conjuring did an amazing job, because it had zero CG in it, and yet it was amazingly scary. But the problem is everyone thinks that the CG is what's needed, which is not. And that's why I myself don't really have high expectations for this one. Even though I like horror and I want to have a good horror movie, but they just don't do it anymore. Oh.
What do you think? Unless it's like Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, which if you haven't seen it, you totally should.
That's the thing, is because that was a classic, but it in no CG.
And it's still scary.
Yeah.
So,
But other than that, what do you think, Naka?
what I would much rather watch is the Board Games episode, Ouija, and Domino Rally, which I do have queued up in my copy and paste links. I'm gonna throw that into the group Telegram so you guys can watch that later.
Okay.
But that's what I would much rather watch than this crappy movie.
No, so you both think that this movie's gonna fail miserably.
I don't
It's
want
gonna
it
make
to.
a lot of money. Probably.
I don't want it to, but I just think inevitably there's not been much good coming out that hasn't been from James Wan, which is becoming my second favorite director because he did The Conjuring, he did I think Insidious 2.
Yeah, he did Insidious Chapter 2, which I actually did see, but I wasn't scared by it once.
I only saw the first one.
I was always expecting the scares to happen. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think.
Boo.
But yeah,
cool director.
But yeah, I highly recommend any of you see. Oh, did you guys see Trick or Treat? Because you totally should. It's such a good movie.
I have not.
It is straight up Halloween porn. Before it was straight up Halloween porn.
So it was the hipsters. God damn it.
But it's amazing. All I have to say is that it is crawling with Halloween. I totally recommend it. But other than that, I'm not excited for Ouija. The only thing I could say is it's so that people can finally pay attention to Ouija.
Look, this guy had a Ouija from my cereal box.
Oh my god, people actually know about that YouTube poop, except for other than me.
Yes, I love it. It's like, this guy had a Ouija. Like, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck spaghetti.
Cody said Insidious was not scary at all.
I want to say, I say that's because it was like you kind of knew what to expect from the scares, like what it was going to be, not when, but what it was, like the demon and all that crap. Whereas, say, The Conjuring, you had no idea what the fuck it was, which made it so scary, and half the time you didn't even see it.
I'm surprised James Wan still has a career even after directing films such as Saw, which I refuse to see, by the way, because I literally have no interest in seeing people tortured to death.
I mean, it's so. I'm not saying it's brutal, but it's brutal.
It's brutal.
But I argue against that thing with James Wan. I think because since The Conjuring, I think things have been a lot better because, as I said, that one was like no CGI. So they got back to the basics, and that's what I'm really excited to see more of. That's what I want to see more of.
I'm actually glad James Wan is moving to better projects other than just horror, which is really good, I must admit. But other than that, Ouija, I have no interest in seeing it. Next. What do you guys think?
Oh, the next one I think was another Down Halloween. I see they had a Snapchat filter of this next one, and I thought it looked like Miss Doubtfire.
Oh, it's not Miss Doubtfire.
I know, but it's because I'm white. Oh,
why?
I really don't want to talk about this film. I really don't. But seeing how I am aware of the material that is brought here, I don't have a choice. Looks like Tyler Perry, known for his portrayal of Madea, is coming out with his first Halloween special. You heard me right, his first Halloween special, appropriately titled Boo! A Madea Halloween, an upcoming 2016 American comedy horror film and directed by Tyler Perry. Written and directed by Tyler Perry. Ozzy Areu, Will Areu, and Perry are producing the film for Tyler Perry Studios. The idea for the film originated from a fictitious Madea Halloween movie from Chris Rock, 2014 film Top 5. It is the second Madea film, the first being Medea's Witness Protection, to not be adapted from a stage play. It stars Perry as the main role of the trash-talking Madea, Diamond White, Bella Thorne, Cassie Davis, Patrice Lovely, Andre Hall, and Yusuf Erekat. The plot, if you even want to call it that, is as follows. Madea winds up in the middle of mayhem when she spends a haunted Halloween fending off killers, paranormal poltergeists, ghosts, ghouls, and zombies while keeping a watchful eye on a group of misbehaving teens. I'm just going to be upfront. Tyler Perry has a knack for making mediocre to not very good material, and by the looks of this trailer, this film is no exception. It seems that with every film that he makes, whether it has Madea in it or not, Tyler Perry's films and even his plays always have had little to no substance attached to them. I'm very sure that there will be some form of laughs to be had because there are worse films to watch, but it always seems like it gets worse with every film he does. And I should know, I've seen some of his works and used to watch them religiously, like Medea's Family Reunion. Great comedy and good story. Highly recommend it. As for this film,
It burns.
I'm sure there are better Halloween treats
More
to be had
YouTube
than this
poop
one.
references.
But with that being said, the film does come out on October 21st, 2016, if you're interested.
Toast. It burns. But yes, I have seen a few of them. I don't know if I've seen Family Reunion. I think I saw Why Did I Get Married too, and I have to say, for some reason, it's not really a comedy because it started off. The first half was funny, and then it started getting really fucking depressing. And then like the couple got in a fight. The guy drove his car out and instantly got killed when he got T-boned.
You do realize that's Tyler Perry's trademark, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like, what the fuck? I thought this was going to be a few good laughs, not people just getting killed.
Moira.
But, I don't even know, man. I don't know why. You kind of have to just stop questioning why they do this and just accept that, they're just going to fuck things up if as much as they want to.
You know what
There's nothing we can do about it except hate it.
You know what I would rather watch?
would-
I'd rather watch the Scary Godmother movies on Cartoon Network.
That's a thing?
Yeah,
Scary Godmother.
Scary Godmother. Spectacular stories.
I've never heard of them, but I'm not too sure if I'd watch them either. But
You probably don't want to anymore.
no,
People just make memes
other
out
than
of it
that,
now.
other than that, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in this film at all. What do you
Who
have
is?
to say, guys?
Yeah,
Who
I'm
is
not sure.
interested?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Oh.
I guess eventually, hopefully, we're going to get to a point like we have in the political realm, like where we realize at some point the things that we're coming up with are actually just suck, and it's not worth paying attention to or not worth contributing to. I'll say. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully we'll realize that some movies are going to suck before they're even made. I think
Okay.
Ghostbusters was a great step in the right direction for that.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
You do realize the new Ghostbusters movie really did suck, though.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was kind of.
I didn't really even need to see it because the trailers just seem to give it all away. And I mean,
Yeah. That happened.
Anyway,
Aladdin remake.
anyway, want me to move on?
Let's
Please.
go. Jeffrey.
When you hear a title character like Jack Reacher, what do you usually think of? A video game? A comic book? I'm still unsure, but it's amazing to see a trailer of a movie series that, one, I haven't heard of, and two, that it seems to be becoming the next Bourne series. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and have a contest. Jack Reacher Never Go Back, previously known as Jack Reacher Never Look Back, is an upcoming 2016 American action thriller film directed by Edward Zwick and co-written by Richard Wenk and Marshall Herskovitz. It is a sequel to the 2012 film Jack Reacher. The film stars Tom Cruise as the title character, Kobe Smulders, Patrick Husinger, Aldous Hodge, Danica Yarosh, and Holt McCallany. I don't mean to butcher their names. Anyway, set 4 years since the event of the first film, Jack Reacher is returning to the headquarters of this old military unit. He is now accused of a 16-year-old homicide and finds out that it is only a part of something bigger that he thought before. Honestly, I wish we had more information about this movie because the log line for it doesn't really offer much. However, the film seems to be giving off a cool vibe for people to enjoy eating popcorn and watching the acting unfold. As for me, not dissing this trailer in any way, and as always, Tom Cruise is pretty cool, but I don't really think there's a lot going to brought to this trailer that encourages me to pay a ticket for it. even though there are some really good things about it. But if you want to have a good time, the film releases on October 21st, 2016 as well.
Oh,
All right,
Yeah.
so I have a gripe with the Jack Reacher movies is because they cast Tom Cruise, who's like 5'2", 5'3", and Jack Reacher
Oh.
in the books is like over 6 foot tall.
Oh, really? There's books?
It
about
doesn't
it?
matter when it's Tom
The Jack
Cruise.
Reacher series is actually a very huge franchise. It's a really good franchise, and it's Lee Richards, the author, does a really good job writing these because they're all somewhat consistent and they all have continuity.
Makes sense. Like I said, it's amazing that I'm looking at this film now because I've never heard of it until like just now.
How
So
did you
the
not
fact
hear about
so
the
the-
books?
I don't know. I guess there was just some things going on. I've never heard of Jack Reacher before in my life until it was introduced to me just now. I don't mean to I don't mean to sound stupid or anything, but yeah,
We never mean to sound stupid, but we just do.
We just do.
Yeah, we know.
Just accept fate.
Yeah, but Naka, looking at this, it's like I mean, like, there's nothing really that's bringing me forward. I mean, like, you telling me that it's based off a book series is, very interesting to hear because I've tried researching it. I didn't see any book series to be had regarding this, so this is interesting. Krüz, what do you think?
So, I mean, I think it's at least my mom and one of her sisters, they have 5 and got little side thing. Then
No,
they
I'm
all
just
get
gonna
together and they're all
send you
drinking
this
wine.
on-
They all just cackle, and it's the most god awful sound you'll ever hear in your life. But anyways,
Oh.
I feel like with the Tom Cruise movies, it's like you've seen one, you've seen them all, but this still does look good. And it's the same case with Liam Neeson, but you still just want to watch it because of Liam Neeson because he's such a badass. But I don't know. I saw this trailer and this looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
But I might watch it just like you said as a popcorn movie, just for the shameless KoRn reference. But it's a good action movie. It's going to be a solid action movie, I believe.
Mm. Okay, and you, Naka, you have no interest in seeing it either?
Not really. Only because the casting is absolutely god-awful for Jack Reacher. That's like the main gripe I did not get about.
It's being anal retentive. It's not accurate to the books.
It's not accurate to the books.
Trust me. It cannot be as bad as they did with Percy Jackson. It cannot be as bad as that.
Oh, God!
That
Don't
was
even
old.
get me started. Dude.
And I'm a huge hardcore Rick Riordan fan, and I'm reading his new book right now, Magnus Chase.
Dude,
so cool.
I saw Percy Jackson: Sea of Monsters in film. It was one of the worst films I've seen that entire year.
Here's the thing. What's her name? Clarice gets introduced in the first book, and that's actually an important scene in the first book because that's where he discovers he has powers. It's little spoilers, but they didn't even consider her in the first thing, and nothing happened the same way. It was just, oh my God. I'm like, it was a shit show to watch.
Yeah.
The actor, the only thing I will give them is they chose an actor that does look like Percy Jackson, but that's about it.
Oh, he played in Perks of Being a Wallflower. I totally recommend you see that film, but I totally recommend you see it, though.
Yeah, it was
Move
Anyway.
on.
Yes, let's move on. Okay, Fox, looks like you've interested me a bit. I always wanted to see a film where a couple isn't what they appear to be. Now, whether this idea is an original idea or not, I'm sure I don't know. However, with that being said, Keeping Up with the Joneses is a 2016 American action comedy film directed by Greg Mottola, the mind that created I Am McLovin in Superbad, and the alien movie known as Paul.
Oh my
And written by Michael
Shit.
and written by Michael Lassier. The film stars Zach Galifianakis. I don't
Zach
care.
Gaspifinaski.
Galifianakis.
I've learned how to pronounce it. It's Galifianakis.
All right. John Hamm, Isla Fisher, and Gal Gadot. An ordinary suburban couple finds that it's not easy keeping up with the Joneses. They're impossibly gorgeous and ultra-sophisticated new neighbors, especially when they discover that Mr. and Mrs. Jones are covert operatives. This looks like a good case of at the wrong place at the wrong time kind of a deal, and it works greatly to its advantage, in my honest opinion. But we have some serious actors with some serious comedian actors working together. It's a good trade, in my opinion. As for the film and how it will fare, guess you'll have to see it yourself when it comes out October 21st, 2016. I'm just hoping that this spy film is good, because I've seen a lot of spy films that were either forgettable or just annoying, and this one just kind of seems that way. But hopefully it's not as annoying as I think it is, but
I think this one actually looks pretty funny, because I love Zach Galifianakis in comedy movies, and I mean, you changed your name to McLovin?
I am McLovin.
I only saw that in YouTube as a disclaimer, but that was hilarious.
That's like the best part of the movie. I am McLovin.
My God. Yeah, this does look pretty funny, and I'm just thinking Gal Gadot is the new Megan Fox. By the way, I think we've all realized that by now.
Yeah, but what do you guys think about this particular?
This looks good and it looks funny, and as much as I make fun of Zach Galifianakis' name, I do respect him as an actor. I just think it's funny to poke fun at his name. It's nothing against him, and also you could thank Brock Baker, aka the man of a cajillion voices, for also kind of fueling that making fun of Zach Galifianakis' name thing.
Oh, Brock Baker is amazing.
I love him.
Oh yeah,
He's a great voice actor.
Please watch our stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but I can't wait till Thanksgiving, because then that's when I get to play my most favorite Thanksgiving riffed song ever, because it's so amazing.
And that would be
Nicole Westbrook's Thanksgiving parody, where they go, oh, it's Thanksgiving. We are gonna hump a dark guy. And it's amazing.
That one.
Yes, that one is so funny.
I thought you were gonna talk Alice's Restaurant. That is another one though.
But that's a classic. We don't mess around with that. Anyway. Yeah, it's and don't forget they also went in the turkey, AIDS, mashed potatoes. That was so amazing. But anyway, that's all I have to say about this film. Do you guys want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little shout out to Zach here.
Oh, what about Zach?
Zach who?
With the horror show. The Next Thing.
Oh.
You know.
Okay. Anyway,
we just talked about a different one.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to what's coming on in television. Well, it's time to do the time warp again and again and again. Looks like Fox thought it was a good idea that after 40 years to finally do a remake of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, an upcoming musical television film. It is a tribute to the 1975 film of the same name, directed by Kenny Ortega, the man behind High School Musical and the Halloween cult classic Hocus Pocus. And using the original
never say High School Musical again.
And using the original script written by Richard O'Brien and Jim Sharman. The film will star Laverne Cox as Dr. Frankenfurter and will premiere on the Fox network on October 20th, 2016. Personally, after seeing the original Rocky Horror film, I think it's an interesting spin to have one of the main characters be African-American instead of white. Of course, Tim Curry is in the film, too, as a special guest star, and it's been a very long time since I've seen him in almost anything nowadays. And for that, I would say in my best Nigel Thornberry impression, smashing. So I think this film on television, mind you, will be a lot of fun. Will it surpass the original? Probably not, but who knows at this point. I'm certain a lot of people are excited, and you bet your ass I'm excited. And if you're interested to see the lovely story behind the sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania, the film will be released on Fox on October 20th, 2016.
All right. Before I start actually talking about this, I want to talk about Kenny Ortega and High School Musical for a second, because I remember in 2008, I think it was High School Musical 3 came out. I remember going to guys, I hate to interrupt you regarding Kenny Ortega, but I actually kind of like the first High School Musical. I'm sorry, I really like the first one.
I think the first one's forgivable. The other one's no.
No, but I just remember
first one is I did like the first one back in the day, but after that, just no.
Okay.
I like
The
Bad
first
Wolf.
one.
I will
Anyway,
admit.
Can I continue?
Yes,
No.
you can continue.
I remember when High School Musical 3 came out. Was that 2008 or 2009? I'm not sure. It was when I was living in Hong Kong.
I think it was 08.
It's either
think it was
08
08,
or 09. All I know is that it was hot and the theater was air conditioned, and we went to go see High School Musical 3 in theaters. That's,
God.
I have a lot of stories about Hong Kong. That's all I can just say. It's like I just remember watching it. I don't really remember my thoughts on it. There was something about like, what was it, college graduation or was it high school graduation?
I think it was
It was
high
high
school,
school
even though they were all
Jesus,
college
they
kids.
were in
They
high
were all college
They
kids,
were in
though.
high school for like 12 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't 12 years, I know.
I'm like, it's like you're not in college yet. You're like 28 years old. The
Not in
fuck?
college yet.
But then, I will have to say I'd love to be Kenny Ortega right now because he's pretty rich right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, like, I know, like, so what was like, and you didn't like High School Musical 3, back then?
I
or-
don't really remember. This was either 7 or 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember going to see it.
I also remember that they had a DS game of it, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Well,
There
how?
were so many shitty DS games.
I'm like, why?
Corey in the
Also-
House was the worst, though.
God, no, why?
But
any-
A little thing, in case you didn't get the reference, I think, is because if I remember correctly, it was Zach, our old friend,
Zac Efron.
Zach,
Yeah.
the other Zach. He did work on Rocky
Galifianakis?
Horror. I think he'd be excited to see this. No,
Oh, I'm
not
pretty-
that Zach. Our Zach,
Yes, Zach Gray, the Boost Wolf.
the man.
But
I'm playing along with the joke, guys. I know who we're talking about.
But anyway, guys, what do you think about the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Because I saw the original classic. I just decided to take a look and see what it was about. It was about as interesting as it sounds. I don't understand why it has a cult following, but maybe you guys can tell me why this film is just the way like maybe you guys can understand. Have you guys seen Rocky Horror or no?
I haven't. But
I
I've just
haven't,
seen,
but I need
I've
to.
seen clips. I've seen clips from it, but I haven't seen the whole thing together, which I realize I should have at this point. But I'm going to at least try to give this one a look so I can at least understand it.
And you, Naka?
I need to watch it.
And then, of course, the song from it, the Time Warp song, whatever it is. Because I've seen that in a bunch of various, again, YouTube poops. That'll lead you into a lot of stuff.
Oh my
Mhm.
god, that reminds me of another Hong Kong story. I think it was like our whole school had to put on a play, and that song was part of it. Like somebody came out with like a
Nice.
Guitar Hero 3 controller. 'Cause Guitar Hero 3 is what had come out at the time, and somebody had tried to do like a guitar solo. I think there was a guitar solo in that song. I'm not sure. Wait, no. That was for the Bare Naked Ladies. It all started with a Big Bang.
Mm.
I get
Makes
some
sense.
stories confused sometimes. These were 7 and 8 years ago, mind you.
Oh, that does sound interesting. So is everyone done talking about Rocky Horror? Or?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to our coming attraction. Our first coming attraction is a film called Bleed for This. It stars the actor from Whiplash, and yes, I
J.K.
did
Simmons?
research it.
Whiplash. No, not that one.
Not
Damn.
that one.
What's
The guy
other-
who plays the drum.
kid? The
Yeah.
kid. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Yeah, who
Kitty
cares?
McKidface.
Anyway, yes, but whatever.
It's
Bleed
awesome.
for This. Did you put that on the chat or?
Yep. Beep.
I just want to say this looks like a badass title for the.
It really does look like an interesting title. I mean, just talk about a guy who
If
is
Five
like
Finger Death Punch made a movie, it would be this.
Yes.
not only that, but it's like this guy is basically a boxer, and his life is just living the dream, and then one day his life just comes to a halt when he's in a car accident, and
Ooh.
it's pretty interesting how this film is going to turn out. So as you can tell, it looks like a very interesting concept. Personally, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but
I like this a lot because I think that I didn't I didn't really know about the actor's name, and I can't remember it for the life of me. I don't know why, but ever since I think Whiplash, and then I think a few other ones that I've found that this guy's an amazing actor, and I think that it's really cool to put him in a boxing movie.
Naka?
The story hits a little close for me because I remember 3 years ago. Yes, I actually remember this one. This was 3 years ago when I was riding home from swim practice one day because I was at the local country club, which really wasn't that fancy, I'll be honest. And I was coming home from swim practice, and the previous day I tried to get my bike into my sister's car because my sister was around at the time because it was summer. And so I forgot to retighten the front wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was riding down the street to go home at like 15, 20 miles an hour because there was a bit of an incline, and I was pedaling hard.
That's not good.
The front wheel came off. I was launched off the bike.
Oh my goodness! And what else happened?
And what else happened? I blacked out. All I remember is waking up in the ambulance thinking it was a terrible, terrible dream.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And, I almost ended up with a concussion.
I've been in a bad bike accident, but it wasn't, I think it's because...
I had to stay indoors for 2 weeks.
It was because I stopped, that I didn't die, because I just sort of, my bike hit the curb and I flew off and just, scraped my knee and elbow down to the bone. I could see my knee. I could see my kneecap. It was scary.
Oh, wow.
I could see it for a second.
That must have hurt, but...
It hurt so bad. Yeah.
But anyway...
I need to get stitches in 2 places on my face. And I had to stay indoors for 2 weeks, and I couldn't shower.
Wow. I think, now they actually have, things you can, it's literally like a trash bag thing you put on your leg that you can shower.
Well, it's not on my leg, it was on my face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, just put on, one of those, astronaut helmets or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I think I'm overthinking this.
Anyway, guys.
I also had a broken lip on the inside of my lip. I had a blister there.
I did that too once.
Very.
I never did.
I'm just gonna.
I did that too once.
I'm just gonna let you guys know. I never did anything. That.
Stupid.
Horrible. I guess there was one time where I was playing with my dad and I slipped my head on the coffee table and my eyebrow split open and I had to get stitches.
Ooh.
So that was an interesting case for me, and I did not like getting stitches. It was awful. I had to get 5 of them, but other than that,
I had that on my lip because I fell down the stairs as a kid and I just ate it hard, and
how did it taste?
Torn open. But anyway,
how did it taste?
It tasted like rusty nail.
Ew.
Anyway.
Yes. The actor I looked up, his name is Miles Teller. That's the guy's name. But yeah, I think he's an amazing actor. But
I hope it's good.
So what's? I hope it's good. So is that all your opinions on it? You just hope it's good?
Yeah. All our opinions and little anecdotes.
But anyway, let's move on to our next show, our next coming attraction, The Great Wall. I'm looking at this film. I am very surprised, not because that I think it will be a bad film, but because they're getting American actors to actually be portrayed in China.
It actually does look cool, though.
It does look cool.
People are like the Chinese Power Rangers in that movie. I think that's badass. It also kind of reminds me of the Keanu Reeves film, 47 Ronin. It's like the same thing. I mean, people have done this in the past with the...
I heard that 47 Ronin was a flop, though.
Yeah, it kind of was. But I mean, people have done this before with the American actors in a, either Chinese, Japanese, or whatever, what have you, fighting kung fu type film. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's not a new phenomenon, but people are only making it an issue now, which is kind of weird. I'm like, this has been going on for a long time. You realize that. And you're only realizing this now.
I think I would have been a lot more, interested in it if they hired, Asian actors to play these roles. Which, Asian Americans do exist. So it would be kind of awesome, to actually see, Yes,
They are. That is a thing.
Yes, and it would be awesome to see Asian American actors and actresses actually portray these portrayals and not more whitewashing. But I guess whitewashing's just been a thing, and I think I would have liked it a little bit more if they got a little more accuracy, because it just seems like, where did these American actors come from in China? Like,
Well,
I don't understand that.
They also do have monsters and trolls and all that, giant dragons attacking the Great Wall. So it's kind of like you have to take that into consideration too. That how ridiculous the whole thing is. Yeah, just take the L.
Well, I don't even know. Well, I don't even know what the film's about. So maybe I'm jumping the gun here a little bit. But it just seemed. I feel like I see whitewashing until an actual plot is developed for this entire movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all I have to say about it.
And a little side note, my dad just hates Keanu Reeves. He just says, yeah, I just don't like him, which I find kind of funny.
Wait, so Krüz, do you like Keanu Reeves?
I think he's an okay actor, but he doesn't done a whole lot that I think is impressive.
What about Bill and Ted?
Besides Matrix.
You've seen The Matrix, right?
Who hasn't seen The Matrix?
Yeah. The Matrix is like revolution. No, I'm not going to go that far to say it's revolutionary. Some of the effects are kind of
revolution.
But by far my favorite part is when he's getting caught by the agents, and he's like, oh shit, and then Lawrence Fishburne's like, yes, and I'm like,
ah, shit,
Mr. Anderson.
Oh, you mean Agent Elrond?
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've walked in the Great Wall of China. I must see this movie. That is all.
Yeah. Speaking of Keanu Reeves is actually in the next movie. Actually.
Speaking of, Keanu Reeves is actually in the next movie with John Wick Chapter 2. And honestly, guys, I'm just laughing up a storm here, because you have Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves in the exact same shot.
I'm going to kill everyone. Yeah.
I swear it's there's like you just want to see another Matrix film out of this. I'm not even kidding after seeing those two in the actual same room together.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's interesting. I don't really think if I would put it on the top of my list to see, but other than that, what do you guys think?
There's Doggo, and there's Jumping and Drifting Mustang. I must watch.
Doggo. It's like, I'm in it for the car porn. Yeah.
But what do you think, Krüz?
I thought it looked cool. I think I would have appreciated it more if I had seen the first one, which I didn't. But I do like the idea of, you have Keanu Reeves and the other actor. I know who he is, but I forget his name because I'm dumb.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne in the same shot. I'm like, yeah. I mean, something good just has to come out of that. I feel like.
Yeah.
It just, not that it will, but it should.
But yeah, that's all I have to say for this one.
All right.
What do you? And that's all. And that's it for you, Naka.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Our next coming attraction is a Netflix TV web series known as Troll Hunters. It stars the sadly posthumous of Anton Yelchin. He passed away due to a freak accident with a car. Yeah, it was a very sad thing. Yeah. So it stars him. And what's interesting about this, when I researched it, is that it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, who has, and anything that Guillermo touches is pure gold. But it's a sad thing to see, saying that he originally was going to make a series based on this, but due to Anton Yelchin's passing, it doesn't look like he's going to make a sequel, because the voice is kind of irreplaceable when it comes to this one. But other than that, I'm pretty sure it will interest kids. But the fact that it's directed by Del Toro is more than astounding to me, because Del Toro does really good work, but I'm not too sure if I want to see it. I don't know about you guys, but what do you guys think?
Well, it's got Del Toro directing it, and it comes out 2 days before Christmas.
I mean,
I don't know what I'm binge watching.
I mean, something that'll hold me over until season 2 of Stranger Things. I mean,
You
I'm probably
do
gonna check it
realize
out.
you should check out BoJack Horseman, by the way. If you're still on a Stranger Things high, you should totally check out BoJack Horseman.
I
Are you
heard
going
it's supposed
to or
be
what?
Really good.
Yeah.
No.
I've yet to get my Netflix thing set up, but like I just need to make sure I can just pay it or whatever.
Yeah.
PayPal.
And do stuff like that. Yeah, I tried PayPal and it's consistently fucking me over. It's irritating.
Like, well, is it because of your debit card? That might be the case, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
It's called
You need
overdraft
to
fees.
sign with the mainstream bank. You need to sign with the mainstream bank.
SunTrust
Okay.
is a mainstream bank.
No, I'm talking about Wells Fargo, Bank of America.
Don't
Oh
go
yeah, I
Wells
do want to
Fargo.
sign.
One of those.
Oh yeah, I do want to sign with Wells Fargo now. Look what they did.
Look at what
Anyway,
they did.
Bank of
They-
America, Krüz.
They done
just
fucked up.
Bank
Well,
of
the thing
America.
is,
That just sign up to Bank of
I would
America.
love to, but the thing is, I just don't have the option to do that right now.
Okay, well,
I'm making do with what I have, and I think I can get Netflix set up just fine. But I just for some reason haven't done it yet. I need to do that, and I will
all right. Well,
when I do it.
Mhm.
okay. Well, that's all I have to say regarding. That's all I have to say regarding Troll Hunters. Do you want me to move on to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
The next one is a bit of a. I refuse to. I am trying to get rid of. Well, speaking of trolls, there was that episode with South Park regarding the trolls, but that's.
That's
yeah.
the season so far.
I love that with the Boston song in it. That was beautiful.
But anyway, let's move on. Patriots Day. I looked at this film. It's regarding the Boston Marathon bombing, which is a very, very sad day that happened. I'm surprised that they're making a film, so erratically fast when
It's too soon.
it is a little too soon. Yeah.
Because one of my science teacher was in Boston at the time. She does run marathons, and I think she had crossed the marathon line already, and she was like 2 blocks down when it went off.
Oh no.
Oh, that is very, very sad.
She didn't get hurt at all.
Oh
Yeah,
well.
she was there.
Yeah, it might be interesting to some, but it's not. I don't know. I'm not too sure if I'd actually watch a live event story unfold when the story just seems so soon.
I mean, like I think they've done ones like with 9/11. I didn't see it, but I think it's Flight 93. I don't think I've seen that
Flight
one.
93 is.
Yeah, that was about the one that landed in Pennsylvania and or crashed, actually. But yeah, I think that one came out in like 2006, I think. So they at least waited a few years. This one's a little too soon, I think.
I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure it will interest some, but it just doesn't interest me at all. What do you think, Naka?
I'm. As long as they don't make it too overly dramatic and they actually, get things right, if it makes sense, I will probably go and see this because these types of movies actually do intrigue me in a way.
Okay. Yeah, I can see what you
And
mean.
because this was only a few years ago, you can go back and you can look at what's happened since the event, and you can see how things have unfolded.
Yeah, and I've been to Boston since that time, and they're doing just fine right now. I can say from observing them, they to their credit, they are Boston strong. They rebuilt really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no interest in seeing this film.
Morally, I guess not morally. I mean, like they I don't want to say they got over it, but they got through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys? So is that all you guys have to say?
I think so. I'm just not
Well,
sure. This one's a little too soon. It's just too
It was a
soon.
little too soon.
Yeah, too soon. But anyway, that is it for movie news. Is there any emails for us to be had?
Check in the mailbag once it loads. Exotic butters. Nothing.
Okay.
No one sends us exotic butters anymore. No one pays me in exotic butters.
No one ever sends us email. It's like, is there just no interest in
I
sending
think
us
people
emails
just
or
don't take the
anything like
time,
that?
I
and
think people
I
are
can
too
speak.
lazy
I can
to
speak
use
to
the
this.
email.
People just
Yeah.
don't email anymore. Like I only email for school when I have to, and I mean,
Yeah.
Same.
that's like I only use email for receiving things like news or whatever, and that's
And receipts from the
it.
Microsoft Store.
Yeah,
Google
pretty
Play.
much.
Or any
So that-
online
that's-
distribution
that's it.
service.
So yeah, I can understand that, but I mean, I think maybe we just need a better way to do it. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe we do. But
We
anyway,
know you guys are there. We know you're watching. We love you guys. We're always trying to make that better for you because we love you guys.
Yeah.
we always want to let you guys know that when it comes to, this is just something that we like to do, and we like to do it for you guys because you guys are awesome, and we hope to see you again real soon. As always, my name is Scarfy,
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz.
And
thank you very, very much.
before we
We're
go,
going to.
before
And
we
I
go,
think
Before we go,
I think we have to start a howl. 'Cause it's
Okay.
the full moon. We have to do it.
all
Yeah.
right.
Come on.
no, but not like. What was beckoning
Yes.
in the northwest was a very strong storm that could have knocked out the power yesterday, and we wouldn't know when it would have come back on.
Mm.
And thankfully, the power did not go out, and we were able to put
Okay.
on a show today.
Yay.
Yeah, that's very, very awesome. So,
And
anyways,
now that it is the
let's.
full moon.
All right. This has been Subwoofer Entertainment Treehouse. We hope you guys have a fantastic night and take care.
Bye.